Because he knows it means a lawyer, right? I know that one. Yep, yep. Okay, well, I think a lot of people have gotten on it and seen how to do that. I'm going to go on to the next slide. If you're still working, just keep working and listen, okay? Because I wanted to show you the other. We're going to have to do two of these activities for homework. And I encourage you. Is my info to contact easily available, Anne Marie?
Well, it's on the PowerPoint, and why don't you go ahead and put it in the chat pod real quick, but then it will be available in the PD portal because your email is on the front of the PowerPoint.
Right. Okay. So everyone, if you have any questions as you do this homework, I encourage you. You're welcome to contact me. But on this next one, I made a private link of that nursing text, and I think it's really cool because you could use some of your career pathways textbooks and things like that, and get selections and really help people learn the jargon of particular industries with this program. So I put the link there so you could just click on it easily right now. On this one, I asked you to change the settings to display it in a different format, just because it's easier. Because I want you to select your own text here. I'm checking that I did the right link. I think I typed it correctly. If it doesn't go anywhere, it's my fault and I messed it up. Yeah, here we go. I have it up right now. This is the one that I just did. It's waiting, I guess. I'm not logged in on here, though. I'm going to go to my other one. It brought it up in Internet Explorer, which I don't use that much. I'll do it right here on my Chrome. Okay, so this is the Nursing is Caring, and it has a lot of words. Look, 16 hard words. How many do I want to learn? Well, on this one, what I'm going to do instead, I asked you to change the settings. So I'm going to Settings, and I'm going to choose Display Original Rewordified in 2 columns. I like this setting. It tells me the original and the rewordified on the same page. And I'm saving and closing it. So on your screen, you should see the original version with the difficult words, and then you have the rewordified version. So for me, as I read through the difficult or original version, I'm going to choose my own words that I want to learn. I want to learn the notion right here. I'm not quite sure what that means. Well, I can put a plus by this, and I can choose to learn the word later. Okay, and it saved it for me because I'm logged in. Another word. What else do I want to do? Assumptions underlying nursing. Oh, personhood. What in the world do they mean by personhood? I'm going to choose that one. Okay. And I will choose one more. Perspective. Okay. So I just chose 3 words, okay, and I saved them for later. Now notice, it doesn't come up and said, learn this now, because I'm not in a learning session. To go to a learning session, I have to click on My Learning, My Documents, and if I scroll down, remember that last section that was empty before? I now have 3 words. You see the words I want to learn? I can delete them, or I can go and make a learning session. The learning session, it says yep instead of yes. So I can go straight into my learning session right now based on what I just selected from my text. So you either can handpick your words or you can pick your words as you read. And I kind of wanted to show you 2 things by this demo, and I want you to practice with it on your own, is that you can use a private link like the link I just sent you, and also that you can display it differently so you could choose the words you want to learn as you read. And that might be really better for some students. It's just a different way to access the learning. And again, as I learn these, it will change. It will go on to my learning, my documents, and all of my learning, my history, things will change. And with that, I know we're running out of time. We have 1 more minute, and I want to take some Q&A before we go.
Everybody, this is Anne Marie again. Go ahead and type your questions in the chat pod for Denise, or if you have thoughts or ideas, this is the time to do it. If you were all able to spend a few more minutes, that would be great too, because I really did take up about 5 minutes with the audio glitch. So go ahead and and ask your questions and share your thoughts right now.
Bob asked about the next session. We will talk about how to use this in a class. I've set up a demo class. We will not have time for you to set up a demo class, so I'll probably have some way where you could log in as a teacher of a class. Me and Anne-Marie are going to figure out how we're going to do this, but I want you to get practice as if you've set your students up and you're assigning them assignments. So that's what we'll do in the next one. And yes, Bob, you can add your own reading material, but it has to be something you can copy and paste or you can type in the box. And the homework is to do, the homework is a good question. I'm going to go back. I actually want to, you'll get this PowerPoint on the Tech and, excuse me, on the Tech and Tell page. Anne-Marie, you finish for me.
Everybody, I think, oh goodness, I think there's a lot of allergies going around. Where this PowerPoint will be available, everybody, Part 1 and Part 2 will be available in the Tech and Tell Community of Practice on the PD portal. All of you should be familiar with the Tech and Tell Community of Practice, and you should be following that community because that's where I will put all the resources from all the presenters, and it's really growing. So if you haven't been to the Community of Practice, there is quite a bit of resources there. So this is where the PowerPoint will be, and you can find it there. There you go, Denise.
And I stopped coughing. Thank you. Okay, so the homework, at this point, what I'd like you to do is the demo I just gave you, which was a session activity 2. I just demoed it for you. I'd like for you to try it on your own. If you're ambitious, I have another learning sessions demo in here that you can do. It tells you, again, you'll actually just be using a web page. And I did a web page because I wanted you to see the experience of just using a web link for that. And it tells you what to do here as well. And the whole point of this is just to use it. I mean, if you want to get in there and do your own, Rewordify your own text starting now, do it and do your own learning sessions. If it's easier for you to follow some instructions, follow these instructions. But I want everybody to do a learning session, create a learning session and complete it, and look at their progress between now and the next time we meet. At least one learning session. Homework, take demo, complete learning session. And as you can see, it doesn't really take that long, especially if you just do 3 words. And you might learn some new vocabulary. I did today. Slough. Did anybody else learn some vocabulary today?
Barrister. I had never heard that was barrister. Barrister.
I think it's barrister.
Barrister. I did not know that was an attorney, so thank you, Pedro. I did not know that.
Affectation. Yeah, I didn't know that one either. Yeah, we definitely did. So this is good. Someone said last time they could use it in their college class, and you can. The settings, the default setting is not the easiest setting. It's the next to easiest. Again, this is not appropriate for low ESL. It's going to be your intermediate and higher users, and you might need to select some of what they do, and that's why it's good to use in a class. Okay. Okay, well, thanks, guys. I appreciate you being here tonight. I know it's getting late, and I'm excited. Every time I use this, I think of how much I love this to be used in the classroom. So I hope you get on it, and if you want to start using it with your students, do that if you have any classes going on right now. We'll like to hear about that, okay? I'll say good night now.
Okay, everybody, thank you so much. Denise, thank you so much for another great webinar. And Denise will be back, and I'm going to tell you the date real quick so that you can put it on your calendar. Part 3 will take place on June 8th and June 9th, or June 8th or June 9th. So mark your calendars for Part 3, and we're going to do some more application with that. So that will be coming up. And then I also want to remind everybody very quickly, since of having audio issues. I've just had this terrible audio gremlins in my computer lately. But remember, your certificate, your PD certificate, will be sent to you via the email that you provided when you signed in for this Tech and Tell. So if you haven't signed in yet, I'm going to keep the room open here for another 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll put the link in the chat pod again so that you can sign in, okay? You may not get your PD certificate until mid next week, especially with Monday being a holiday for Texas A&M. So just keep that in mind and realize that it is coming. And you may also want to check your junk mail in your email for work, because sometimes they do end up there. So just watch your email. And with that, I want to thank Denise again, and I want to thank everybody. This was great attendance tonight. There were a lot of you on, and thank you, Pedro, for coming. I think Pedro was new, and those of you that always come, you know how much we appreciate you being loyal Tech and Tellers. And I don't think that's a word, but I'm going to say it's a word. So everybody, I'm going to stop the recording now, and I will stay